Question, are we okay with the door open or should?
If you wanted to shut it,
Yeah,
it's probably
close it,
good.
close it, if you wouldn't mind, that would be great. I was thinking Rick is
We-
coming, but I haven't heard
We don't
from
want the
him.
riffraff.
Oh, Rick will join virtually in a few minutes, great.
Oh, good.
I'm,
When was that sent? Has he been waiting to get it? No.
No.
All right, we are recording automatically, so. we can
Okay.
go whenever.
let us call this meeting to order. And let me get my audio muted and my. There, I think that's good now. Okay. So let's start this meeting, which is our February 9th meeting of the Comprehensive Plan Implementation Committee. We always start with an agenda review. I think everybody got the agenda about a week ago. And if there are any comments, changes, things to add,
Shut it.
speak up. Okay, so let's move on from there and let's see if we have any members of the public. There might be.
I see
No, just me.
No, just you. You're not a
Um,
member of the public.
No. And so we can go on to our administrative items. We circulated the minutes of the January 12th meeting. Are there any corrections or changes to be made to those?
They were excellent.
Good. Thank you, Lori.
You can pay you later.
That wasn't me, that was Susan tweaking a lot.
It's a little bit tweaking, but you know, the basics were all the good bones, as they say.
Gotta learn from the best.
So, why don't we just formally acknowledge that we are accepting those minutes as presented with yeah, there we go. Thank you so much. Unanimously accepted as presented. Just, noting that this month, we will not have our third Tuesday workshop. Which gives us a little bit of a light load and we'll make up for it next month. Is there, at the moment, the next item is our schedule of planning board meetings, workshops. I think our next workshop with the planning board is March 12th. With nothing that requires our attendance or preparation before that, I think. And at the moment, we're still on for the 12th. Great. Great.
I don't totally know what the content is, but I wanna get them back to it, so.
Yeah.
They'll have some sort of recode workshop that night.
It says regular time for 4:30 to 6 for the workshop.
The workshop is 4 to 5.
So the CPIC workshop is 4 to 5, planning board workshops are at normal time, 6:30.
Okay.
Yeah. So planning board 6:30, that's right.
And you're
And
saying March would be a workshop?
March 12th is the planning
planning
board
board.
workshop where their focus will
Gotcha.
be to continue on. I think it will be the third session that they have been looking at Articles 2 and 8. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm hoping
more or
we can get
less.
them done with those.
Yeah.
It might not include uses, which you'll see why.
Yeah.
in a minute.
And excuse me, if I'm interrupting, you'd like to have us there at that meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you said that's the 12th.
Yeah, March 12th. That's a
4:30 to
Thursday, because the planning board, like the select board meets the first and third Thursdays. And the planning board meets the second and fourth Thursdays at 6:30. And sometimes they do workshops after a short agenda. Or sometimes they just do the workshop, and we don't know, I think, quite yet how it will be. But if they have an agenda that might take up half an hour, we can show up late. Or we can just be fascinated by the entire agenda,
All right, so March 12th at
6:30,
6:30.
Yeah. right downstairs in the,
In the big boys room.
Don Russell meeting room. Okay, now into our main item. In our last meeting, actually, it was our workshop, we spent time in our January workshop actually going through the use table. In Article 6. And I think where we left off is lodging.
And I have something to show you.
Okay. Oh, right,
Look
right.
at that.
This is exciting. Let me
Um,
put my glasses on so I can see what.
So this is sorry, Susan.
Yeah, yeah, that's all right.
This is a comparison of recode. It's a little rough right now, I will say. It needs to be cleaned up, but pink or chartreuse green are recode uses and blue are current uses.
Yeah,
So it allows you to compare a recode use to a current use to see how it's changed, how being permitted has changed.
okay.
So where we got to last time was lodging.
Yeah, right there.
So.
Yeah.
This is just.
So I think, could you help me,
Mhm.
the green and the white row with the background of the color? Which, I'm still under the left column,
Over here,
yes,
green and pink are recode. Blue is current use. So this does need to be, gussied up to be a little easier to read, but I thought you guys would like to see it.
thank you.
And I'm going to use it to help you guys go through this today. So lodging is the recode use, and the reason that it is green is because it's a new use. It doesn't directly correlate to one that we have in our current ordinance. It combines hotel, motel, and inn into one use there. And bed and breakfast is a subcategory underneath lodging, and that one's pink because it is effectively the same use. It just has been slightly retitled, and really it's just that it's an ampersand. That one was on the edge if I should keep it the same or not.
Yeah.
Office it's basically the same. That one should maybe have been green. As I said, still needs to be finessed and gussied up a little bit and stuff,
Yeah.
but
this, I think what you're capturing here, even in its roughness, is to show anything that's diverges in recode from the current code that's in use. And that is always the question, that comes up, is like, how is this different than what we're already doing and why?
Or why is it different?
Yeah,
yes.
Controversial.
yeah,
All right, can we go to the right columns, C through U? The reddish color, the greenish there.
So
uh,
red X's are prohibited. Green P's are permitted and orange C's are conditional. So it's just a use.
so is that clear?
No, sorry,
I mean, the colors are helpful because if it's permitted, green is go. Permitted, it's permitted as of right. Right, and just to just. It's not
Right.
correct, but adjust your scope. We are not looking at the columns
You don't see
through
this.
U. We're looking through I, see through I. Because
These
that's,
yellow zones.
Yeah.
Are your guys' purview. So these are the zone names up here. So this is lower village, middle village, upper village, commercial mixed use, mixed transitional, mixed residential, master plan district. So lodging is currently permitted in all but the mixed residential. As you can see, it correlates to the uses hotel, motel, and inn, which are conditional in all of those zones. So I think we should talk about lodging and why that has moved from conditional to permitted, probably, because that is a change.
right. Because, I mean, one of the things that we did last time and is really look at some of the definitions in terms of what needs to be.
So I just double checking that there wasn't anything. Okay.
And just to let folks know, Rick is actually walking over. He's not.
Oh, Okay, I
Attempt
won't
by
worry
Zoom.
about checking
Yeah.
that. I was wanting to make sure he wasn't trying to.
Hanging
No.
in, yes, let me in. Yeah.
So Sky, you did that?
Yes.
I appreciate, that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
I like it.
It's necessary. There's a lot of messed up bits over the side. You guys are
Make your
okay.
eyes go fuzzy.
Yeah, it can. If you look too long at the Ps, they start looking like they're lowercase.
And just a minute to the block type thing. All the stuff from 8 to 19, who's playing with those little buckets?
That's basically, that would fall under the code cleanup portion of recode, which is really the planning board's purview. It's a mess and I don't really know why it's the way that it is. Tom and I have talked about it. We don't know what happened here. We're gonna work to clean that side up and have it echo what the current code is, because to our knowledge, there isn't a reason for huge wholesale changes. So we're gonna try to have it mirror, and then my department will look it over, and if there are things that we think make sense from a, hey, this is a small change and will make people's or our lives better, we'll propose it, but I would really ignore 8 through 19 right now. I am aware of its messed up nature, and we'll be working on it. But that's why I said that uses might take a little longer, the planning board, because I need to really dive into this in a big way.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm actually looking in the text for lodging to see if there's anything
Yep.
illuminated there. And I'm not finding.
It's certainly in there.
Oh, yes,
Bottom,
it's
yeah.
6.50.8 lodging. All right.
By the way, I think the numbering scheme that you put together is wonderful. I mean, going layer to layer to layers, easy to follow.
In the
And
recode.
welcome, Rick.
Yes.
Okay, great.
You-
I did not do that, but I'm glad that someone
Well-
likes it.
Pete's in Florida, so.
Why are you rubbing everyone's face in that? The man was just outside.
What do you
I
think?
know. But he wore a jacket today, which is not always the case. Okay,
I've been literally outside, so.
good to get in. Yeah. So we're actually just starting to look at the use table. And Sky kind of walked us through a little bit, this thing that she's working on, which is to show changes from current use table to recode and things we should, are there things that you think we ought to focus on in terms of lodging? Looking at the mixed
It
transition.
doesn't a whole lot, honestly, actually, it needs a little bit of work. The definition needs to pull bed and breakfast out specifically. Because it's a use in the use table. So I will note that that's something that needs to happen. While doing this, I did discover that there's some aspects of the definitions that are problematic, with certain subcategories showing up in the use table and certain subcategories not showing up in the
Right.
use table.
Right,
And certain uses that are subcategories not showing up as a subcategory,
in the definition.
like the bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
With lodging, I also think that there are things left over in this use table. If you guys will remember, there was a discussion at one point about getting rid of conditional use, you know,
Yes,
it's either permitted or it's not. That has gone away, and we have suggested some, you know, updated conditional use standards that are basically like beefed up landscaping requirements. You just kind of have to hide what you're doing. They seemingly are okay with those. I think they're fine.
and it gives people a choice.
Yep, and it also, a conditional use does trigger a public hearing, which I think is not an unimportant thing to keep. So I'm pro keeping conditional use, quite honestly. I'm not trying to get rid of it. So right now, as it stands, if you want to put a hotel or a motel, and a hotel could be, you know, a Hilton, it
Right.
could be big. That's a conditional use, meaning that you would need to meet some criteria about fitting in. Currently, as it is, our conditional use criteria are a little. But you'd have to meet some criteria that's kind of about like just being a good fit. We're trying to work on the stuff so that new buildings, new build conditional uses have to meet some stuff, and existing conditional uses maybe have to do some landscaping. Unless there's something really strong in the comp plan that says you guys are really pro hotels and motels, I don't see why you would want to have this as permitted versus conditional.
So I see permitted everywhere except mixed residential at the moment.
Yep.
So it's up to us to suggest an alteration of that.
Yep.
What's your thinking based on everything you know about the code and the town so far? To make all of it lodging of any type? Conditional?
I would probably just, if you look up here, you can see it's just, it follows it exactly, except for it's conditional. I would probably just make those all C to, you know,
Yeah,
if you don't have a strong reason for it, why ruffle feathers? And
Yeah.
conditional, if you're putting in a hotel or an inn,
there's gonna
conditional
be
use should not be a
impact.
barrier to you.
Right.
It just really, it would provide a public hearing and a little extra. Maybe,
Certainly,
yeah.
Yeah.
Screening and stuff.
so. Does anybody have anything to add to that? I'm seeing that. That recommendation makes complete sense to me.
Mhm.
Are we in agreement?
Yes.
We're gonna give Rick a minute since he's just shown up here.
I
So it's
can delete it if I need to, Rick.
And because what we're really suggesting is that we keep this category with the same level of permission as it already has. We're not giving it additional permission.
Nor are you taking away.
That's
what's
right.
there.
Nothing's
Right.
taken away.
It would stay exactly the same. Is that okay with you, Rick? Or?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the difference between the
Oh, yeah, you
blue,
missed,
yellow
you
and
missed it. Yep.
pink are, because
yep.
what I'm seeing on the latest version of Recode.
Let me
is
explain it to you.
which-
Yeah. This blue is current use in our current use table. So this is our two tables mashed together.
Yep.
Green refers to a recode use that is basically like new. It's a couple uses combined together. The word doesn't show up in our existing use table. Pink is a use that is slightly rewritten, the title is slightly rewritten. So if you look at bed and breakfast, I chose pink for this because it was an ampersand instead of a two slap dashes and an and. So it's slightly different in that regard. Office has a couple ones underneath it, but I think they actually all fall kind of under
Current.
somewhat. So I kept it pink. That one was on the edge if it should be green or not, but the name was pretty similar to professional office, so I kept it the same. And red X is prohibited, green P is permitted, orange C is a conditional use. And the yellow is the Topsham Center zones, lower village, middle village, upper village. Yeah.
So. What color is what you're proposing to put in the
So,
Recode revision?
It's right here. See how lodging is
Yep.
permitted? I'm suggesting that it switch to orange because it is
Conditional.
existing orange. Yeah, conditional. Unless you guys are like, no, we know the
And-
comp plan really wanted.
And it would be, currently, we only have bed and breakfast as the subcategory of lodging.
Yes.
Leave that same, or would you?
Keep that, yeah, I mean, we could talk about that next.
So
to
the
me.
what I'm looking at is where's, what are we proposing is the Recode definition of lodging if it includes?
It is, so, were you here for this one too? I did also note that the recode definition of lodging, needs just a slight like reformatting on subcategories, in my opinion. It needs to have bed and breakfast pulled out underneath subcategories.
So it's 658.
Yeah, 658B, I think bed and breakfast should become 658B1. The same way under office, business and professional office becomes B1. That's some formatting issues that do need to happen, that there are issues with definitions in Recode and how they're formatted and subcategories either showing up in the use table or not showing up in the use table,
Not consistent.
yada yada.
In today's Topsham world, are there bed and breakfasts?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, there are. Okay.
not many, but there are.
Oh, or they're existing. I actually can't say yes, but you guys sounded confident, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, the only ones that I could think of are on Elm Street.
Yeah. But like you said, you know, if there's a project that's gonna become a bed and breakfast or become a hotel, a conditional use review process is not a barrier.
Though I would probably suggest the same thing for bed and breakfast, that I would just have it mirror the existing use, which is permitted in lower village, commercial mixed use and mixed transitional. Oh, I will say you won't see anything different for commercial mixed use and mixed transitional on the existing uses, because that is one zone currently. And the master plan and the commercial mixed use, there is a little like CC and mixed use commercial don't exactly like, so just be aware of that.
Yeah, I think-
the lines aren't exactly the same.
I guess the point is, yeah, keeping it whatever the current
Keep as is.
restrictions are, but incorporating. Expanding on the subheadings and the definitions of lodging to.
Yeah.
Differentiate between
Mhm.
bed and breakfast, hotel, motel, and
If we expand the
Airbnb,
subcategories
Airbnb type stuff.
to hotel, motel and inn, I will say they might have to end up in the use table, because hotel, motel and inn are kind of the same. I'd probably keep them as lodging. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
what I'm saying is whatever is in section 650, the definitions match whatever the line items are, and that the subcategories are indented like they are in that lodgings.
Perfect.
And keep the same. Permitted, conditional, whatever, as they are now.
Yes.
That there's there's nothing in the comp plan that dictates a change. Right? Okay. We're through that one. Great,
I think those were good warm-up ones,
yep.
because office is a bit of a doozy.
Okay, so now we're going, office. Okay, what have we got on here? Office.
So this is 650.9, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So office correlates pretty well to professional office. It's altered in the mixed transitional. That's the only difference between them and your guys' zones. That somewhat makes sense for the changes in that zone, though I will circle back around to that. The issue is there's a ton of subcategories on office, such as research service or medical or dental office. And those do correlate to existing uses that are not allowed in all the same zones. And kind of ignore 59 office buildings as an accessory use. That will fall under Article 7, no doubt. I just was putting uses places.
And Article 7 is accessory uses, right? Yeah. So. If I hear you right. You're suggesting that we go with the combining of these 4 different categories in the general category.
No, I was not necessarily saying that this time. I think that professional office and then it seems like maybe you could combine medical clinic and lab research facility. If you look at those uses next to each other, they look pretty similar, but maybe you could just combine it all into one. I wanted to bring it to your attention because it's different. Do we feel that they're different? I just finished this about an hour before today, so I haven't an hour before our meeting, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to like in-depth analyze everything. So I'm kind of looking at it at the same time
Yeah,
that you guys are. So if you
Yeah.
have things that you want to say, I'm very open to that.
yeah.
I guess without getting into the individual categories, the only fundamental difference I see is whether it's professional offices or, when I think of offices where it's a basically full day operation for the people that are employed there, they go there
Mhm.
versus a
Client.
medical clinic or something where there's a high, basically the trigger I see is the volume of
Mm-hmm.
visitations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus,
So you're saying
versus,
maybe, yeah.
general place of employment.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's medical, dental, whatever, It's a different level of
Oh,
coming and going.
it's kind of like started talking about, funeral.
Yes,
The,
yep,
the nature of
the traffic, et cetera, the parking. maybe.
traffic and parking.
Yep.
right?
Because it's a different kind of business.
I don't disagree with you. I definitely saw this one and felt like there needed to be some more discussion around it. Do you feel like you would like medical clinic and lab research facility to maybe be together? Or do you want professional office and lab research facility to be together? Because oftentimes the lab research facility is just a different type of an office where people go. But I don't know exactly.
I'm not comfortable with that.
Okay,
I think what takes place in a laboratory
yep,
is, in terms of the equipment that's in there, the degree of security about what's going on in there, who's allowed to get in there, on and on and on.
mm-hmm,
Much different than going to an office,
okay,
whether I'm a secretary or whatever. Likewise, going to, I don't know, going to my doctor in a medical clinic. Again, I think it's a different. Different tools are used, different skill sets of the people in there is different. I think they're different, sorry.
ooh, good.
Is there criteria though, what constitutes a lab or a research facility of like
Currently, it's defined in
5 microscopes constitute a lab, but 2 don't? kind of thing?
establishments engaged in scientific research and testing services leading to the development of new products and processes. Get that here, maybe we will. Uses that involve the mass production, distribution, or sale of products or that produce odors. This is a weird definition. Dust, noise, vibration, or other external impacts that are detectable along the property lines of the subject lot are classified as, oh, okay, they're limited manufacturing, which is not a definition we have, but we'll get to that later.
Gotcha.
I'm almost. Just,
and that's
I'm
what's.
just, I'm spitballing here, but what I'm saying is almost in the fundamental definition of the office.
So hold on a second, let's go over to current, this is where the current use table is, let's look at definitions in our current use table for all three of this, so we're looking professional office, lab research, and medical clinic. I might need help remembering those. Professional office, we're gonna hit that one first, I think, so.
Professional office, okay.
The place of business, so this one's interesting. The place of business for doctors, lawyers, accountants, architects, surveyors, real estate or insurance agents, psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors, and the like, but not including financial institutions or personal services such as hairdressers, beauticians, masseuses. Those fall under consumer. So that's professional office. What's the other one? Medical, we're gonna hit next. Medical clinic, a building designed and or used for the diagnosis and treatment of human patients that does not include overnight care facilities. Little bit of an overlap between professional office that said it was the place for doctors.
Is dental a separate category?
Dental usually falls under professional office.
Really?
Yep,
Because it sounds to me it's the same as medical clinic.
I would have to get Tom to tell you exactly why he considers it professional office.
Get him in here now.
He left already.
Oh.
If you guys want to start meeting during the day, we can bring him in at will. Great, wouldn't it, guys? That would be really good. A building or buildings and or structures. In directing scientific or other forms of human. Oh my God. Into phenomena included but not limited to nature, human care, the physical environment, ecosystems, other systems, and products and devices. So
This is the current.
these are current definitions.
Yeah.
And as I said, I know that dentists, because when I did the Topsham Dental Arts parking expansion, that was a professional office.
Okay.
So, we go back to the compare. I think, I mean, your note could be as much as that you like all three of those as different uses, but you'd like to hone in on good definitions. If that's how you as a group. think.
Well, I guess, maybe my question would go to how would you define them? Is the concern the activity that's taking place in the establishment, or is the concern the traffic, number of visits, transient nature of the business.
And I think it should be both.
I think you're getting into the issue of zoning.
Yep.
Just a conceptual way there.
Right,
Rick.
yeah, I realize it's a loaded question, but, yeah, what is it that is trying to be captured in the use table?
Mhm.
Is it?
And
is it
professional
form or
office,
function?
professional office, that would cover like a tax person, so that might be people coming and going all day, so maybe it is unfair to say a medical office is the only one that's gonna have traffic all day. I don't know. It gets squirrely when you get into these.
Yeah.
These things.
Yeah.
I'm biased. Maybe that's guilty as charged. I get down into Cambridge and Boston enough where a whole building, 20 stories up, is a research lab. There ain't any teeth being cleaned in there, and isn't anybody getting checked for their pregnancies and all. It's not how that relates to where one parks and so forth, I don't know, but that whole building is one thing. The other building over here is a different set. It may still be technical, but it might be materials technical rather than on and on and on. So that's where I'm coming from. What's going on inside the building as opposed to where do people park and what.
Mhm,
I think you have to consider both.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure you're right. Yeah, I'm just telling you where my bias is. So.
But the other thing to just keep in mind is most areas of the United States, up until fairly recently, I think, used traditional Euclidean coding, which is all about uses rather than form-based code, which considers uses, but it's not front and center. What's front and center is the way buildings relate to each other and the public spaces, and the uses in those buildings are kind of less, in a sense, less stringently regulated. And just like there's a thing in here, where is it about the research lab and whatever can be there unless what's going on is noxious. Unless there's some, odors and dust being created, and then it's in light industrial. So the thing is, things can go on in buildings in the same zone unless they really create a problem for things going on in that zone, right?
no, great point, Susan. I kind of, I was so into this today, I forgot you guys are the form-based ones, so you do have these uses. They're gonna look a certain way, so maybe this is an instance where you can be more permissive with it.
And I guess I'm questioning in the areas that we're talking about. Even though I do see a fundamental difference in the use of, say, Wright Pierce down at the mills.
Yeah.
Versus the medical place next to Buffalo Wild Wings, where they're 15-minute appointments all day long,
Yeah.
revolving door, versus a Stantec over on Park Drive where 50 cars show up in the morning.
And very
And
few
the
clients.
dental place across the street that has half a dozen people, or I guess my
Then
question,
just keep adding more parking is all I'll add there, your little parking hubs.
I guess my question is in the area that we're talking about with Regode. Lower, middle, upper. I don't see where any of those uses would be
A problem.
limit. Yeah, I don't see anywhere where it would be. Why would any of those uses, why would you want to limit any of those uses in any of those areas?
Mm-hmm,
Right.
yeah, I guess.
I hate to agree with you, but I agree with you.
If someone wants to put a lab/research facility into a village general building in the middle village, who are we to stop them?
As long as the definition
Yeah.
includes that the the infrastructure or what escapes the envelope of the building
Right,
Mm-hmm.
reclassifies it into
light
light
industrial.
industrial,
Yes.
which then pushes it into
Yep.
a different area.
So the thing I think to focus on maybe is the current things that are conditional,
Mm-hmm.
do those no longer need to be conditional? You know, we went through the lodging thing
Mm-hmm.
and we're keeping it the same because, you know, we're not saying it's not permitted, it just needs a level of
Mhm.
review. But the things that people want to do in, so so professional office, lab, medical clinic, all that. Right now, I'm just looking at why those Middle Village has conditional. I suggest it be permitted. I mean, let's just follow that all the way along.
I would say that these are all gonna have decent amount of parking, and parking's kind of
In
an
terms of
issue in
requirements?
Middle Village, yeah.
Well, that's true.
They're all gonna need a good, because as Rick brought up, like, you know, whether it be that 50 people get there in the
Yeah.
morning, or it's people coming every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Um,
So that level of additional
I don't,
review is not a
yeah,
bad
I
thing.
don't think moving it from conditional in the Middle Village or even the mixed residential is a bad idea. Those are both meant to be more residential focused areas. Where if you wanna put an office or research or clinic in, it's not really a problem, but maybe it should just have a little bit extra buffering and consideration to the people around it.
Yeah.
The one I would wanna talk about is mixed transition, because it's currently, that would mean Stantec, which is currently permitted, becomes conditional
In mixed transitional,
right here.
okay. So it's on Park Drive,
Mm,
Stantec?
Yeah.
Oh. See, show you what I know, or don't know. Okay,
also, sorry, I'm just gonna check.
so right now,
No
it's-
people. I just like to check
Yeah,
occasionally in
yeah,
case someone
no.
has joined and had their hand up for 30
Yeah.
minutes.
so right now it is,
Well, so currently the mixed transitional doesn't exist.
Right.
So if it's allowed in the
Topsham
mixed
Fair
use
Mall.
commercial Topsham Fair Mall.
Yeah.
It would be permitted in that area. This, because changes were made to the mixed transitional.
Yeah.
Means that it is now conditional, which is not permitted, but. Park Drive seems like a really great place for a professional office to me, actually. So
Yeah.
to me, it seems like we'd want to encourage them there.
that's right, I think that's
I
right,
would think, yeah,
yeah,
Park Drive,
thank you.
Monument Place.
Yeah. Agreed.
Are you,
Union
spot on.
Park.
Yeah, spot on.
Okay, so
I
we're
see
gonna
nods all around the table,
all
so I
three
think we're agreed on it.
subcategories
I will move my head anytime.
into in one use. Um. Make permitted.
Yeah.
In mixed
Mixed
transition.
transition,
Yeah.
that's right,
Great,
that's right,
good.
okay, so we're moving on to parking.
I don't think we have anything like this right now. Couldn't find anything.
Parking is a non-accessory.
Yeah, it's got a definition. The non-accessory parking use category includes parking areas that are not provided exclusively to serve occupants of or visitors to a particular use, but rather is available to the public at large. A parking area that provides both accessory and non-accessory parking is classified as a non-accessory parking if at least is 25% of its spaces to non-occupants of or persons other than visitors to a particular use. So basically covers parking lots, of which there are actually like a couple down in the lower village.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
this also could probably cover parking garages too.
so there is no current category?
Yeah, I don't really know how these
How
would be
can that
currently
be?
defined. Let me check my orphan section.
Because there are, I mean, in the lower village, there's,
Yeah, they might just be existing. These are the orphaned ones that
Yeah, I
don't
think the
have.
lower village are just. as parking for those businesses.
Right.
There's a
And-
town
and-
parking
but,
lot,
yeah.
yeah, which
That
just might,
overflow.
yeah. I would say it's probably fine as, I don't know if I have any strong feelings about this one. I could ask Tom to take a look at this and see if he has any concerns about it, if you guys would like.
So let's just flip through thinking about parking as the primary use and flip through each of these zones. Yeah. Upper Village. Not permitted in the mixed residential. And conditional otherwise. That makes sense to me. But, and part of what I think what we want to make sure is that the definitions work. And there's one little paragraph about parking on accessory. And
But if you notice, it doesn't say whether that parking is on the roof, halfway down, on the ground, underneath. So, which I think intentionally, it's.
it's about, it's a parking as a main event.
I
You know-
agree, I think it covers parking garages, Chuck, I think that's part
Yeah.
of the reason it's in here is
Yeah.
to allow the
And it's-
construction of a parking garage freestanding another use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And to that point, even what you use that parking for,
mhm.
again, in this paragraph is pretty fluid.
Yeah.
It's not, it doesn't have to be just for leasers, it doesn't have to be just for.
Right. And there was discussion, I think, in the very beginning of our looking at this whole thing several generations ago. There was talk of, well, you may want to create a parking garage, a multi-story parking garage in the Topsham Fair Mall. So in the commercial mixed use.
Or the MPD.
Yeah, or the MPD, and people kind of immediately said, no, that will never happen. But
Yeah.
we know now that the things people say will never happen can happen. And so what does that mean? But we still want to have it be conditional.
Mm-hmm.
It's permitted, but it's conditional.
I think it's a good
What are the?
compromise, for lack of a better term, yeah. Absolutely. As opposed to yes, or a hard no, or, you know,
It
yeah.
has parking garage stuff in there somewhere, but
Well, that's what I was just looking to say, so if you were looking to put in. A parking facility, whether it's a parking garage. Or surface
I
parking.
know there's some sort of, oh, it's
What? Is
That's
the
all.
two
building
46.
height,
Oh, that's attached. Oh, surface parking lot is 245. Actually, I don't know how that works, you're right. Great.
so 2 4 does that, what I was trying to refresh my memory. So I'm finding that under. What I'm.
Is
What? It would have to fall under the general building type, I assume. with
Yeah, maybe the
surface
question,
facades.
maybe the CPIC suggests for parking non-accessory is as a refresher from Leslie on how that jives with form-based code. I think you have a great point there, Rick. You're right, it would have to fall under one of the building types. And if it's just a surface parking lot,
There's no
It's not
building
allowed.
type.
Yeah. cause it would, I mean, I guess you could have it. The thing is I guess you could have it, and that's why it kind of talks about the lease amounts, is you could meet the requirements for surface parking lots that are in 245. Adjacent to a building and then like lease it if you wanted to, so it does kind of. I mean, it seems like it covers it pretty well. It basically, actually, you're not allowed to do surface parking lots.
Right.
Right, it kind of covers a parking
And when
Sure.
you think about
sort of.
creating really good uses of town land, that makes a lot of sense. You know? What you want to do is have it be related to some other building, business, something.
So actually, section 240.5, that's where you're looking,
Yep, surface parking lots.
must be located as following. In the rear, in the side, street setback, basically, it's not a standalone, it's tied to
A building. Yeah,
to the structure that it services.
Yeah.
I do still think it would be worth asking about the garage because 246. attached structured parking is a garage or open structured parking within or attached to the building. Attached structured parking must comply with all the following requirements. C 740 accessory structures for detached parking and 650-10 for a non-accessory standalone parking structure. So I guess basically you can't just have a standalone.
That's a lot of conditions. You can't if, then
Well,
A and C and Q, and is it Thursday or Tuesday, you know?
No, but there are good reasons.
I
for
don't think
those.
there's actually that many conditions. I think it's just a little confusing. I feel
Honestly,
like this is one to check.
Yeah, what is confusing is that it goes back to. What it's saying is if it's not part of the structure. If it's a standalone, it bumps you back to 650-10, which then bumps you back to the use table of where is it allowed.
But then if it's allowed in the center zones, what does it look like?
What I think you run the risk of doing is saying,
I think it needs to be clarified with Leslie. That's where I would end on this, is that there's some circular logic happening here that's unclear.
Yeah.
That would be my statement.
But the common thread of what all you guys are saying is you want to allow it to take place. You just want to have it take place within certain bounds, I guess, call it that. You gotta be careful that you don't get so constrained that it's solely saying a nose.
But I think, when we're looking at the purpose of the zones, the different
Okay,
zones have.
would-
Yeah,
She said zones a few too many times that she got you to back down. I think that one really just needs to be checked with Leslie. It's slightly new to the town.
and
It
we
sounds
got a
like,
lot of feedback
Yeah.
about it early on by some of our stakeholders.
I don't think there's any harm in allowing it, honestly, in the way that it is currently allowed. I'm pretty pro parking garages. They can be really good and they can look pretty decent. In reality, the entity most likely to potentially do a parking non-accessory is a municipal entity, which would be quite far in the future, but
Beyond my lifespan.
yeah, sure. I don't know. If you guys put it in for a reason, I don't see the need to try to take it out at this late stage and might bother someone. I also do have to leave it on time tonight, you guys just know plan. Go defend my budgetary choices.
Right. But we do go to 6.
Yes.
And
No, sorry, that wasn't a
Yeah, yeah.
5:30 comment. That was just like, prepare yourself for the last half hour.
yeah,
We find that in the book where we talk about time.
I wish.
so at the moment, in this use table. Which, has been captured here in a different way. Parking as a primary use is conditionally allowed in the lower village, upper village, commercial mixed use, mixed transitional and master plan. But it is prohibited in middle village and mixed residential. I don't have a problem with that.
I'm fine with it. I just wanna ask Leslie
Yeah.
how it works with form-based code personally,
Yeah,
it's just a
just so we get
clarifying
that.
question.
Yeah, yeah.
What form do they have to follow if they do it,
Right,
this?
right.
But I don't think that should change anything. It's just it'll be a note for the next time we talk to her about something.
Smoke might come out of her ears if, but that, yeah,
I leave her alone a lot. She's fine.
yeah. So are we good leaving it the way it is?
Yes,
Okay, sounds good. So we're on to the next row, which is retail and entertainment. With a subcategory of neighborhood grocery store.
Yeah, and it's not subcategories of retail and entertainment, retail sales, eating and drinking places, entertainment general. And neighborhood grocery store, and only neighborhood grocery store appears in the use table.
Oh, so some inconsistency that
Some
we need to
inconsistency
clean
there.
up. Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna write,
and also neighborhood grocery store does not seem to have been properly transferred for the center zones.
So we need to have some notes there in terms of,
Yeah, we gotta do some stuff with this section, I think. So it seems like retail and restaurants and mobile food service all jive pretty well with, and also, sorry, this should be changed because you guys are suggesting that retail is here. So,
and mixed transitional, yeah,
we're gonna do a P asterisk. Because
that's part of the recommended.
yeah, it's
change
part of your recommended change, but it,
that she was happy to make.
let's not go back to that. The fast food is the one that looks different.
I'm confused, okay. When we have subcategories,
So currently blue is current use table.
So that doesn't show up in,
So the subcategories that are not in the recode use table do not show up. It's not super clear. I will certainly give you that.
well, and that's the kind of question that we will likely hear about, like, what do we do about those
Mhm.
businesses?
Yep.
And just looking at restaurants, fast food, so not permitted in 3 out of the 7 categories and conditional in the other 4.
Yeah, it's a lot more limited than like anything else is.
Yeah. And I think it's because of the level of traffic and we're looking
And
at,
probably drive-throughs, which you
Yeah.
guys did legislate in a different way, correct?
we opened it up a little bit.
A little bit, but you still like don't allow them as part of the form in most places, so.
That's right.
You may be able to more allow restaurant fast food in more places. And you'd get something more like,
Without a drive-through.
yeah, you know, like an urban. Somewhat, maybe more style, which you'd be really unlikely to get here, so probably they just.
So but looking at the use table as we have it now in recode, given that it's a draft,
Mhm.
retail and entertainment, except as below. I don't even know what that means, except as below.
Were you looking?
I'm looking at the,
Oh, it means except neighborhood grocery store.
oh,
It's unclearly written.
okay, so neighborhood grocery store is not permitted anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's a mistake. Actually, I'm so
Okay.
sorry, guys. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quickly and I'll let you guys
Yep.
maybe wrestle with that one a little bit, because I do
Yeah.
think there's some stuff to talk about.
I guess what I'm seeing on this one is where you've got the subcategories in the definitions.
Yep, but we don't
It
have
should
them
be-
in recode.
It should be formatted the same way that vehicle sales and services currently. Where the major heading of retail and entertainment is just a white across the board heading. And then each of the subcategories is
Right, that's
defined
right.
as permitted, not permitted.
And if we don't want to have all of the subcategories, we don't need to, but if they seem to be important.
Well, I think the subcategories are already defined in
the verbiage.
in section 65011.
Let's see.
Retail stores, eating and drinking places, entertainment general, and neighborhood.
And the exceptions below that,
Let's see. 11, okay, got it. Retail sales, eating and drinking, entertainment general, neighborhood grocery store. Yes, they have to, if they're in here, they have to be showing up in the use table. Go away.
Think they're,
well, then you, on the next page, you have supplemental use regulations. It's into fuel dispensing facilities. That it gets more granular.
but that.
Yeah,
Motor
That
fuels.
actually,
That-
all that only applies to the neighborhood grocery stores.
Oh, geez.
Supplemental use of
Yes.
regulation in this section apply to all new and expanded neighborhood grocery.
and but that's characterized as the letter C. So what was the letter? Oh,
The subcategories. So
You got
650, 11, A, B, and C.
yeah,
Supplemental uses goes, yeah,
nice try, Ricardo, but.
Did you guys solve for these?
No, we created another question.
well, it's there in the text. 650, 11.
What's the question then?
Retail and entertainment has a whole bunch of subcategories
Yes,
in the text.
it does.
But not in
No,
the table, and
it
it
does
needs
not.
to be reflected in the table.
You'd like those reflected in the
It
table?
doesn't make sense not to. I
So
think,
if
Yep.
that's,
Well, a question came up though,
Yep.
before can we just, before we get into that. We're trying to dissect section 650-11. So the subcategories under subcategory B are 1, 2, 3, 4.
right,
And then we go over to C, the supplemental use regulations.
Like all new and expanded neighborhood grocery stores. So
oh,
in a way, it comes back to
So-
what you're exactly talking about.
Right, so this section is, so everything from that whole left column
that is,
all just applies to neighborhood grocery stores?
yeah, that seems like that should be sub of 4, because I'm pretty sure those are just sorry, I'm pretty sure those are just the regulations that currently apply to neighborhood grocery stores.
that have a gas station part of them.
I think that like in the zoning code currently, it says neighborhood grocery store, and then these are underneath that. Like,
Uh-huh. So it was just replicated.
I think so. I think it probably should have been indented in a way that it wasn't. Yeah, those
So
are all,
That whole list of. That's actually, everything on that page is 4C.
should be,
all
it should be
apply.
4A1. Yeah, it should, yes. I will say that the subcategories that fall under retail and entertainment are very similar to the ones that fall under office. So if you're not going to put those subcategories in, we might just need to have, I guess, the question, do you want them separated out? Do you want retail sales as its own use? Do you want eating and drinking places as its own use? And do you want entertainment general as its own use? Because we can, I think, figure out how to write this in such a way that those don't all have to be their own uses if you don't want them to be. We're gonna have to do some work with that kind of regardless.
So if you look at the use table and table 6-1 right now. Yeah, I would say that retail and entertainment. It'd be formatted just like vehicle sales and services.
Okay. you'd like
Retail and
it.
it is all white, and then. These major subcategories are their own, and they can be
Okay,
PC'd or X'd individually.
I'm fine with that. I just it's giving me a follow-up question to office, so I'm so sorry. Do you want these all lumped into one definition? Rather than having subcategories? Because if you'll remember, there was 3 subcategories under office. Or no, I'm sorry, there are many subcategories under office. There are 6.
In the text. Where are they?
So-
Since you're looking at it,
659.
okay,
There's 6
Yep.
subcategories, and it's okay, we can make it work. I just want to know what CPIC wants to do about subcategories.
Well, as far as office was considered, what I was saying is I don't know. It seems like all those subcategories were just a relic of what was in the current code.
right,
So you guys are
And
okay
I
with
don't-
office
I
being
don't-
one use?
Yeah,
I think so.
Okay,
I think so. I don't.
I just want to write this
You
down.
know,
good.
yeah, the only,
One use is, you already wrote that, but I'm just making this clear for myself. One use is fine. Reformat. Subcategories to differ, to make clear aspects of one use.
Right.
Does that kind of make sense to you guys?
It does.
Mhm.
But for retail and
Would
entertainment,
be with the trigger of what
yes,
kicks it out of an office.
yes.
Right.
Keep, trigger, to
Clear.
push, to manufacturing.
Light manufacturing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good,
Good.
but for retail, you just want that to look like vehicle stuff.
Yes.
CPIC suggests. Near, what is it, vehicle, what's it called, vehicle
Sales and
repair?
service.
Oh, vehicle
sales and service.
Okay. Vehicle
Is a
sales,
clear line, and then the subcategories have their codes.
bring all subcategories out, okay, great. Perfect, I think we can probably easily make that work. It will, restaurants will just be all one thing. Fast food will not be taken out. That's okay with everyone because of the restrictions you guys have on drive-throughs, right? Okay,
I think so.
perfect, great.
Yeah.
I should not ask any more questions because you
Yeah.
guys solved it. Oh, I also need to, so if we're going down to well, I guess we're good to go down to neighborhood grocery store now, right? Do you
Right.
want that to just look like what it currently looks like? I think this one was obviously a typo, would honestly be my guess based on what we've learned. I don't think that you guys meant that there was an intention to outlaw those all throughout the center zones, yeah.
No, that's right,
Mirror current use,
right.
use pattern,
Let's just think this through for a second.
we can change it if need to. I'm just making a note that
I think it would not fit in the middle village.
is not allowed there.
Right, so it's not allowed there now.
Yep, it's
Okay.
the green
Got
one.
it, got it.
It's so it's currently allowed in lower village,
But not.
upper village, commercial mixed
Mixed
use,
residential.
mixed transitional, not mixed residential.
Perfect. Yeah,
That one actually. A neighborhood grocery store is Rusty's. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
That's what that definition was written
Yeah.
for. And I think it's language that Rusty Lantern has and puts into zoning codes.
Yeah.
In many places.
and we had a conversation
We
with
had a
Leslie
conversation.
about can they be allowed in mixed residential, like on the corners or something?
Yeah.
You know,
Which to me, I don't know if they would try to be anywhere but
the corner.
corners.
Yeah.
And I don't really know if they would, but I guess I always think about how kids love to go to places like that. They
Yeah.
just love to go to places
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
And the
soda
mixed
and chips.
residential,
It's described that way somewhere in here where it's residential except for the corner.
yeah, I think
Corner grocery
honestly,
store. So
it should, I would probably suggest that you guys, allow that there. Sorry, I got distracted.
and you know, when she said, it says suggest, really do have to accept it, you know how that is.
Yeah, so mirror current pattern.
Mirror current pattern, but do you want to allow it in the mixed residential?
Where
is the-
where is my choice?
It's up
The
at
annex.
schools.
the
It's between
annex.
Highland Green and the middle school.
There's room, why not let it? There's room to do that.
And the kids would love to go to it.
Yeah.
I feel like people from your neighborhood would walk there.
Yes, cause you can't walk across 196 to go anywhere.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. So it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And the whole
I think
idea,
so.
the whole definition. of
Walkable,
community seems-
that's right.
Exactly.
It's just
And
that.
there's nothing wrong with
Mhm.
a store like that. I mean, remember our bodega conversation?
yes. So
All
I
right.
think we're saying, take that X out of there
Yeah.
And-
Except.
and maybe make it conditional
I
in the
was just
sense
gonna,
of.
I was just
like,
gonna say, make it
yeah,
conditional
yeah.
versus permitted.
Okay, great. Perfect. All right. I think that's great, guys.
Hot dog. They're ticking along here.
This is great, really is.
Self-service storage, I think it's probably fine to stay the way it is, I will say.
It takes away some.
It takes away some, but it's not a direct allegory completely.
Mhm.
Warehousing, storage and distribution is a little different. That's why it's green.
Okay,
It's the
Yeah.
closest one, but it's not exactly the same. If you hold on 1 second, we'll go look at the definition of warehousing.
right.
That's a yard sale, sorry. A use engaged in storage, wholesale and distribution of manufactured products, supplies and equipment, but excluding bulk fuel stores. Can we do that? So that's a little bit more like it's a warehouse someone owns and they send things out from. Whereas, self-service storage is, self-service storage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
all
you
know
know
what it
what
looks like.
96.
yes.
Yeah.
And I will say that that is a common tactic that developers use to keep land profitable. They will buy a piece of land, they will put self-storage on it. And then if they want to build something on it later, they'll get rid of the self-storage, so it's kind of like a land holding thing.
Well, they're making.
So you shouldn't assume they won't put it places, because they'll put it anywhere they can.
Good to know, thank you for that, yeah.
I think it's probably good to keep it as is,
Yeah.
because I don't think it can meet your criteria for how things, the form criteria.
Yes, Mr.
So the green lines is excluded in lower, middle, upper.
Yeah.
Commercial mixed use, but
Yeah,
That's right.
it currently is.
the only question is where it already exists down.
Does it exist in any of the center zones? Oh, you're right, yes, yeah, I forgot about that one. You could keep it conditional in that zone if you wanted to. They'd have to meet
That's reasonable.
transparency and well, no, they can do as many windows as they want, so a general building.
Mhm.
Are you okay with another life storage going in? That would become non-conforming if you don't change that.
Where is it?
Next to the
Next
depot.
to Home Depot.
Ah, yes, okay,
It's a big building.
yeah, okay.
So in basically, you'd be looking at all basically the Topsham Fair Mall district, right?
Mhm. Well, that's mixed transitional, I think, isn't it?
On Park Drive.
Monument, it's on Monument. No, it's
No,
not, that
that's-
is,
No, that is.
it's commercial mixed use, yep.
Mixed use.
So you could allow it in commercial mixed use. Honestly, there's probably not a lot of open land people are gonna try to put storage on in that zone, and it would keep it from being non-conforming, which you know the planning board doesn't love.
Exactly.
So it would be changing.
Because I could see. Yeah, cause I could see pushback if. Developers have their eyes on
Yeah,
that vacant lot adjacent. To where life storage is now.
Yeah. I don't think that's a bad suggestion, Rick. I think allowing it as conditional in the commercial mixed, it covers what is currently. But it allows you to kind of keep it out of the mixed, of the master plan district, I think with a little bit more of a straight face.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point.
So where it's currently allowed. It's
Conditional,
It's conditional.
yeah,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
you wouldn't
we'll
be
keep it.
suggesting
Good.
anything more. But I would keep the prohibited in the master plan district personally.
Yes,
I would argue that that aligns with the comp plan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great,
And the other ones, outside the downtown district, it's
Mm.
basically the 196 core, okay, it's conditional, there you go, okay.
yeah.
but what
Okay.
about mixed transitional?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not allowed right now, and I suggest it not be.
Yes, sorry, yeah, because those were the same thing, my brain was combining them, yes, I think you should only allow it in the CMU where it already
Good,
exists.
good. Are we agreed with that?
Yes.
Yes, yay.
I'll put a little note here to note that you're doing it because it exists.
Good. Okay,
It's life storage, right? I'm not wrong about that.
yeah,
Yeah. Think so.
All right.
so it is now 5:45. And we're looking at, we've done self-service storage, now we're into the vehicle sales and service. The only thing that I saw, we have already made a change in our bigger discussions, is in the vehicle sales and rental. We've talked about
You were gonna
having it
allow it
be
as conditional,
conditional
so I'll do a C
upper
asterisk
village.
here.
and it's upper, right? It's not middle,
It's upper.
upper, yeah,
Nothing is in Middle Village,
Right.
the line is at Goodwin's and Brilliance.
right. So fueling stations allowed in 2 places. vehicle sales and service allowed in commercial mixed use and conditional now in Upper Village. Vehicle repair and maintenance, personal Upper Village conditional allowed in 3 areas. And repair, maintenance, commercial, not allowed. That makes sense to me.
I will just note for you guys, I'm probably going to propose that vehicle repair and maintenance commercial be retitled back to like heavy equipment repair. Because the way it's defined and titled right now,
It's confusing.
it's confusing. Yeah, it really does mean heavy equipment repair. As you can see, they are exactly the same
Right.
use allows.
Right,
If it's only allowed in industrial commercial, that can be
Yeah.
someone's pickup truck.
that's right.
And Tom says that like Lee tires over there would become non-conforming,
that's
so
right.
I
That
think the
doesn't make
easiest way
sense.
for us to handle that is we'll just have that definition.
Yeah.
And name altered. You guys don't need to suggest that, that's already on our radar,
Great,
just so you know.
great.
Um,
Anything to add there, Rick, before we move on? Okay.
You lost me in that definition thing, but I'll try.
back to how it is, that's all, yeah.
Okay, I was just saying,
Yeah.
because the way it, okay.
It's
the way it
confusing as is,
the way
we're rolling it back.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. A vehicle body or paint shop, it's not in any of your zones. I couldn't find anything it's akin to. I don't actually know why it exists, but I'm probably fine to leave it as is unless anyone, if a stakeholder brought up a concern, I'd be willing to discuss, but.
Which thing are you?
Sorry, vehicle body or paint shop?
Yeah.
I
So
can't-
you're wondering why it even shows up?
I'm not totally sure. I remember it came in around the time that Julia was doing stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I guess if no one has any issues with it, I think it's fine to include it because vehicle bodies and paint shops, I think, are a little bit more disruptive than regular
Yeah.
auto maintenance.
Yeah,
If a stakeholder were to say, I don't like this, I would maybe want to have the discussion, but I think as it is, it's not a bad idea. Though if there's any stakeholders out there that are listening to me and you have concerns, please do contact us about that. We're willing to talk.
there you go.
But down to the manufacturing one, this should have red around it. It's not good. As is. Manufacturing artisan is a bad definition. And it doesn't actually cover light manufacturing. I would suggest that it be rolled back to heavy and light manufacturing, and potentially food processing could be a subcategory of light manufacturing. I don't really see the need to mess with these. Does anyone have issues with the way they're currently defined in our code?
I haven't looked at it carefully enough to know,
So
but
you haven't had a personal, run-in with
Yeah.
Tom over your
No.
light manufacturing situation.
I know that we've described artisanal
It's badly-
manufacturing. It's awkward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't
So you
work
just-
for anything.
You're just changing
I'd like-
artisan to light.
I'd like to roll it back. We currently have light and heavy, which I think are pretty clear.
Yep. And
Terms.
defined well.
Yeah, we also have food processing, which I think I would probably. I think it could go as a subcategory of light manufacturing, or maybe it'll be its own.
So, okay, wait a minute, right now what I'm seeing is artisan, general and high impact.
I'm sorry, I wasn't doing high impact. High impact is probably fine. Let's get to that one in a second. I'm talking about manufacturing, general and artisan. I dislike both of those terms and they've done weird things with the use table.
Yeah,
I would like to
so
roll it back
light,
Light,
to existing, which is light
And
and
heavy.
heavy.
it's been working
so
for
then it
us.
would be light, heavy.
Actually, sorry, no, we don't need heavy. You're right. Heavy manufacturing currently
General?
falls under high impact
I'll just-
industry.
Okay,
We could keep general, but it is a very general definition as well, is all I'll say. I'm not sure we need it. Has anyone read the definition of it?
No.
It's really, really. It's rather just generic. A use engaged in the production of products or parts, including processing, fabrication, assembly, treatment, packaging, incidental storage, sales and distribution of products, including but not limited to biotechnology, medical technology, composite materials, precision manufacturing, and other similar businesses. And then let's look at the definition we currently have for light manufacturing. Good point, everyone. Have I gone past it? No. Oh, yeah, look, it's the same definition.
Isn't it?
So that's the definition.
Somewhat
in that
similar.
line of
It's got a little
light.
bit more added to
It's-
it, you're right. They took a little bit off for recode.
One has basic, the other doesn't. One has parts, other doesn't.
So it sounds like there's no reason to keep artisan. Like go to light. It's working for us.
I,
The, f-
go ahead, Rick.
But there
funda-
was hand tools, there was something about.
the
hand
fundamental
tools.
difference I see in the definition between artisan and general is the equipment. You know, it's a more, heavier equipment, larger
Mhm.
tooling, production, energy, vehicle, traffic,
I will say
but
as,
I don't see why that wouldn't fall under the definition of light versus heavy.
yeah, and the light is basically the same. I would say that we should revert to light manufacturing and food processing. I can check with Tom if he would like to keep manufacturing general, but I don't see why, because I think they turned light manufacturing into general, but then didn't kind of copy the use code off of that. The Morningstar tile is currently, it would, under recode right now, it's non-conforming because it falls under general manufacturing. Basically nothing can fall under artisan manufacturing. Nothing we have falls underneath it. And I'm actually not even sure where food processing fits. I didn't double check that one with Tom.
Mm.
To sum myself up, I would like to roll back to manufacturing light and food processing as two uses, because Wicked Joe's, is that the coffee, whatever the
Yeah.
coffee place is,
Yeah.
that definition exists for them. But with the caveat that I'd like to check all of this with Tom to see
Yeah,
how it fits into reality, because I don't think you guys want to change anything here. Or do you?
I think we want to be careful.
I think we need to acid test it against what we consider a light versus a,
What's the guy that down here that makes violins?
Probably, does he live in
Good
there?
question.
Cause it might be a home
It's a
occupation.
home occupation,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably a home up, that's tiny. I don't think that would even trigger manufacturing otherwise. That would be like.
yeah, and I would see
Service.
vehicle body and paint shop falling under light industrial.
Oh, interesting. Okay, let me make a note about that, or should I just get all of these and put a red around them, and Tom and I are gonna check them, and maybe
Yeah.
we'll talk to you guys again about it at some point?
Yeah, but I think I wouldn't want to downplay the impact on neighboring buildings of vehicle body and paint shop.
I think the origin of where some of this came from was being, looking at like, okay, there's a fundamental difference between precast of Maine versus the lobster place on Park
Oh, yeah.
Drive.
Precast
Yeah.
of Maine falls under
Versus
concrete product
concrete,
manufacturing,
yeah.
just FYI.
Yep, sorry.
That's okay, just,
Bad example then.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the lobster is retail. Or maybe warehousing, can't remember, I think it's retail, I think it's retail though.
The yacht, Hinckley yacht, are they manufacturing stuff?
I'm not familiar with that one, Lori.
I think that's a
Honestly.
retail, isn't
I thought they were making yacht parts.
Oh.
I don't know, I think that the one for this one should just be to talk to Tom. I can
Okay.
come back to you guys with what we determine.
I
You're
think
not being
his-
cut out of the conversation,
it?
but
Yeah, his wisdom.
I think I need to talk to him about all of this.
What do we decide about artisan? My brain has a hard time manufacturing my left hand artisan.
We're gonna check with
So
Tom, but my suggestion is probably to get rid of it. I don't, if we can find something that it falls under it. but I
Why
don't-
we need it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was just a Leslie inclusion.
And I think it was a way to allow certain things in the mixed transitional zone so that they're not non-conforming.
Yeah, she thought she was, but
Yeah,
she wasn't.
Yeah.
Nothing that is manufacturing in there is covered
Gonna
under
be-
artisan, so.
right.
Um,
So have that
Great.
conversation with Tom.
Yeah.
That sounds great. My concern right now is we are gonna end, so you can leave at 6.
I can run down through these really quickly because I actually think you're done with most issues.
Really?
I actually do. If
Okay.
there are any, we can note them as I come back to later, but
Yeah.
high impact industry, I like this. I think this is a good combination of things. Yes, sawmill is no longer conditional in R3, but I think that's okay probably. And batch plant is no longer conditional in LI. I think that's probably also okay.
So what that means is that recode use
Mhm.
table is all right.
I think it is for this one. If you guys want to
Okay.
talk about it, we can, but I think that this is probably fine. I don't think anyone's gonna be setting up a new sawmill out in R3. If there's an existing one, they'll be grandfathered.
Yeah.
And they might already be grandfathered on this ordinance too, actually. And if there were to be a sawmill out there, it would be like Robbins, or one of those big ones, like they're a pretty serious use that you probably wouldn't want out there. Concrete product manufacturing, I think it mirrors what it is meant to be. This is an issuance where we have an NA, but I think in light industrial where there are two.
Yeah.
And in the industrial makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Waste related use is another one I like. It brings all these things together and just makes them conditional. Though actually, I guess they're all permitted right now. I might suggest that this isn't you guys, sorry. These are all no for you. I'm probably gonna suggest this become permitted.
Which,
Waste related use, yeah, I'm sorry. I was going over the ones you weren't supposed to be talking about, but this is just your little going over it. And I can be a few minutes late, it's okay. I'm not till the end.
so right now, waste related use, it's not permitted in any of the.
Yeah, you guys are on all of these, honestly, they have nothing to do with you, so I'm just giving you a heads up on what I'll do with them. I'm probably gonna suggest to go to permitted here because these are all existing permitted.
In the center zones?
No, in industrial,
Oh, so we don't care.
you don't care.
Yeah.
I just said twice, I'm just telling you what I'm gonna
Yeah,
do.
okay. Got it, got it.
I'm gonna put that in my minute.
You don't have to, I'm sorry, I got carried away, my bad.
So wholesale.
Wholesale, this is where it all falls apart and you probably do need to talk about it, looking at it. Wholesale
Master plan
business
development.
is permitted in 4 different zones and it goes down to 1.
Oh,
And warehousing is conditional in 3 and goes down to 1. I do think it's good that wholesale warehousing and distribution is allowed in the master plan district. I think for those of us
Yep.
who went to Scarborough Downs would agree with that. But it's just different, so I don't know if you guys want to talk about it. So I can put a note here for us to talk about this another time.
so at the moment, it's permitted, a wholesale business permitted in the lower village.
And
Commercial mixed
Topsham Fair.
use, yeah, mixed transitional,
Sorry, I'm getting you the definition,
okay.
because it might. Establishment selling goods intended for resale, whereas, what was it, wholesale? Did I miss
Warehousing
one?
and
Yeah, there you got it.
There we go, thank you. The warehousing and distribution category includes wholesale sales establishments and other uses that store or distribute goods. This is a much better definition, so honestly, you're probably fine to say that you're cleaning things up and pulling it all together.
Yeah,
That's a smaller one might honestly fall under like retail, potentially, I don't know. We could check with Tom if we wanted to.
I would check with Tom.
Okay,
Knowing that some level of change in the center zones is okay. It's like we don't want to create an enormous amount of non-conforming stuff. But allowing things to be conditional rather than,
Yeah, because
it's not a bad
I
thing.
don't see why that would not be at least conditional in the mixed transitional and
Which one? Wholesale?
yeah, I would agree with you.
wholesale warehousing distribution. I
Um,
mean, why would not be either flat out permitted or at minimum conditional in mixed transitional and commercial use? Or commercial mixed use,
yeah, I'm sorry, I thought we were further down.
because they kind of already exist there.
I think we're gonna need to have another
Yeah,
meeting on this.
yeah, I think so.
I can make a note about that.
Yeah.
Why not
You know,
allowed in mixed transitional? I think that's not a bad point.
All right. So at the moment, our next meeting is the 9th of March. So we can continue with this and hopefully finish this up,
Mhm.
especially hearing what you and Tom have discussed.
Yep.
And then that same week, hallelujah, we're gonna be going to the planning board workshop on the 12th. But we do have one meeting where we can sort of finish this up.
Do we have a workshop coming up?
We were not having one in February.
Okay.
And the March 9th one is on the workshop hours, yes,
It's
four
our,
thirty to six.
it's our regular monthly meeting
Yeah.
that we will continue working on this.
Yeah, and we can either, and we can, you know, discuss if there's anything we need to discuss for the planning board meeting, but I don't think you guys should need to work for that.
Right, right. So we're adjourned at 6:02.
Well, we